I'd like to present to you a very special developer diary. I was looking through old builds and I found this, our first sort of somewhat complete build. It's dated June 25th, 2013, and so I thought I would do a quick playthrough and show you what the game was like early in development, and the answer is bad. So firstly, if you paid attention to the opening cutscene, the the sound effects were done by me, which is why they're terrible. We also have unfinished art here for the bathroom, and the player shadow renders on top of the vanity, or whatever it's called. This is some of the original art that I think some of it was in the Kickstarter demo, like that chest and that table we ended up redrawing. There's no door opening animation. We redrew that side table. We redrew the bed. This was an unfinished room, or no, I guess you can come back with a candle, but I don't think it's very interesting. I think it's supposed to be a closet, and there's a lot of repeated art, so it looks bad. That chair we redrew. Obviously, we did a door animation. This was a foyer or whatever. Another. Maybe this is the one with all the candle things. I think I can't remember why we had a foyer, or I think it was because we were going to have you escape when we were making a demo. So this is a sound effect I think I did. It's pretty terrible. I think you can hear clipping. I'm not very good at sound designing. And similar to the Kickstarter demo, there's no sprint, which is kind of missed now that I've gotten killed by the terrible sound effect. So let's see. A lot of art has been redone. At some point, we changed the thickness of the lines for the procedural fire effects. There's a much louder sound for the hanging woman swinging. The controls don't remap when you go to a hallway, so it kind of sucks like that. Let's see. I think this was always supposed to be the boys' bedroom, so we just scaled down the bed, which looks weird. Bathroom, totally unfinished art. Again, we're prototyping the layout. Let's see, I guess this was supposed to be the girls' bedroom. Not very interesting. Some of the shadows for the objects you can see appear like on that bottle. We didn't have that whole shadow thing worked out. That was there. I think I bought stock sound effects for placeholders from some website, so they're terrible. It's interesting to see how much of the lighting and shading tech we had before we actually had the that was a temp sound effect. Technically, I don't think I have the copyright for it, but shh, don't tell. Anyway, that was sort of what we were going for with that scare. I think it's much better with Eduardo sound. Empty room. You still have to press A to open the doors, but there's no animation. You just appear in a new room. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what that front bookshelf is doing. Again, this is not a very good demo. Some of the key elements were there, and the music I think was an early version Skylar did. I think it's kind of cool. I'm much happier with our in-game music, but I think this room was really big at some points, maybe even in the Kickstarter demo, but we ended up cutting it down because people would come in without the candle and walk all around, trying to discover its secrets, which didn't exist. Really bad rain sound. Don't know, I probably got it from the same stock website. Eduardo added a scare noise to when or maybe that was from Skylar's. Yeah, I think Skylar made some scare music cues, and we used that for when the ghost appears, which I think works a lot better. You know, to have those music cues. I think Eduardo ended up making a lot of those little music cues for the scare events moving forward, but Skylar made some cool ones. Of course, none of that is in this build. I didn't have the second scare on the way back. We just cut the rain sound here. Probably not the best idea. Let's see. I honestly don't remember what the deal was with this demo and, you know, where it ends. I think it's only about 10 minutes long, and obviously it's unfinished and underwhelming, which was really challenging through development because it wasn't, you know, this was what we had after, you know, like 6 months of work, and oh boy, is it, you know, not great. So that's very scary as a developer. You know, we were trying to make something, and it just wasn't quite there. And then, you know, the question is, do you scrap it? Do you try something else? Or do you keep at it? And since I really wanted to make this game, we kept at it. And I'm glad we did. Oh, crap. I was supposed to go to the basement. I totally zoned out. But yeah, it was definitely challenging, and certainly we did the trailer, I think, before this, and that sort of made me realize that, yeah, this probably could happen. You know, we probably could pull it off, and certainly, you know, when working on another project, it's scary. You know, of course, no stairway animation, but it's scary to think that. You know, maybe the pieces won't fall into place a second time, but I feel like we have a much better idea of what we're doing this time rather than last time. So this part was the same. There was of course, terrible sound effects. And, look, the shadow for this goes on top of the axe. More bugs, we didn't work through yet. It looked like we prototyped the very long hallway, with the, monsters stomping above pretty early on. I'm really happy with how this came out. Certainly Eduardo's sound effect is way better than whatever I put in there. Also, after the cutscene, after you get killed by the monster, when you pick up the axe, there's no vein pulling scene, but that wasn't in the Kickstarter demo. That was something we got in much sort of later in development. So, no animation for that, no stairs, no music or sound effects for that. We have the asylum. That's it. Terrible font, too. Okay, anyway, hopefully you found that interesting, a peek into the development process. Thanks for watching.